Hey, what's going on, family? I hope your weekend is off to a really great start. Listen, I want to let you know how excited I am for this weekend. Uh, it's a holiday weekend, but that's not why I'm excited. I'm excited because I get another opportunity. If God says the same, I get another opportunity to see you all come to worship on Sunday and we get a chance to worship together. Like to me, that's one of the highlights of my week is being able to worship together with my family. And so listen, I look forward to seeing you on Sunday. And primarily, I'm excited because of what we're going to be doing this week. And I'll tell you about that in just a second. But for those of you who don't know, especially for families, we have relaunched our children's ministry called The Hive. And I'm telling you, it's a great place for your kids to B-E-E. And so you want to make sure that you bring your kids to participate in the hive. So many of you who've said, Pastor Coleman, we coming back when children's church opens. Well, it's open. And so we have a place for the little ones, and we want to let you know that you're more than welcome to bring them, allow them to bring other kids with them. In fact, we had such a great testimony this past Sunday. We had one of the young people that came, and it was a brand new person who came to church on Sunday, brought her daughter. The daughter went into children's church, loved it so much that when the mother came out, she told the mom all about it. They talked about it in the car all the way home. And from what I heard, the daughter talked about it so much at home that she has the rest of the home coming on Sunday. And so please make sure you avail yourself of children's church. We have some wonderful persons who are excited about making a a great spiritual experience for your children. And once again, it is called The Hive, and we look forward to seeing you there. Now, I'm excited because of that, but I'm really excited because on this video, the first part of the video, you saw something that said hurt, hope, healing. You saw something that said church hurt. Now, the reason why is because I've been working through a series the last maybe month and a half, 2 months called Ecclesia. Ecclesia is the Greek word that is translated church, but it really means a group or assembly. And there's a part of the series that we've come to entitled Church Hurt. And it's my belief it is very, very difficult to talk about the church without covering church hurt. Why? Because it's just so prevalent. And you see it everywhere. You hear it, especially if you're on social media. You'll hear a lot of people talking about church hurt or criticizing the church or saying different things about the church. And whenever, listen, if you just post something about the church, all of the negative comments are going to come streaming in. Some of it legitimate and some of it not so much. But I wanted to make sure that we tackled this hot topic throughout this part of our series. And so what we've discovered is that church hurt actually comes from several places. Sometimes it's organizational, meaning that the leadership and the people, the hearts of the church, they desire to care, but sometimes the structures and the systems are not properly in place so that the church is not designed to care. And when it is not structured or designed to care, it inadvertently causes church hurt unintentionally. Sometimes the church hurt is from, member to member, where somebody said something or someone did something that they shouldn't have said or done, and it causes church hurt in another individual. Sometimes people have, sometimes the leadership drops the ball and messes up. And sometimes the leadership drops the ball with the members, and the hearts are not right towards the membership, or perhaps powers are being abused and misused, and people get hurt behind some of that stuff. It happens. One of the ways that we found out church happens is that sometimes it's self-inflicted. And what do I mean by that? Sometimes, we come into the church hurt. And when we come into the church hurt people hurt people. And so sometimes when people get hurt in church, it's because they're being hurt by people who are already hurt. And sometimes the people who come in hurt people, and the responses to what they're doing hurt them back. And then people scream, church hurt. So the topic is very, very complicated. It's very deep. It's very complex. And we've attempted to tackle all of that within the last 4 or 5 weeks that we've been covering it. And so what we're looking at doing this week, and this is the part like that gets me excited, is this week what we're looking to do is to cap off this part of the series. But what we're going to do is something a little bit different, a little bit special. And what we are looking and praying for is for God to bring help, hope, and healing for those of us who are dealing with and walking our way through church hurt. One of the things I want you to understand is that nobody who spends any time in the church is exempt from church hurt. In fact, I would say the person who's hurt the most by church is the founder, Jesus Christ. I'm telling you, I would say Jesus has been more hurt by the church than any one of us ever could be. And yet he never gives up on his church. In fact, there's a passage, Paul talks about the church in Ephesians chapter 5. And what he does is he does sort of this side-by-side comparison between the marriage relationship and the church. And I just want to take a few moments. I want you to listen to what Paul says. Paul says this in verse 21 of Ephesians 5. He says, submit to one another out of reverence for Christ. Wives, submit to your husbands as to the Lord, for the husband is the head of the wife, as, watch this, Christ is the head of the church, his body, of which he is the Savior. Now, as the church submits to Christ, so wives should submit to their husbands in everything. Husbands, love your wives just as Christ loves the church and gave himself up for her. See, here's what many of us miss, especially when we're reading this passage. We want to focus in on the husband and wife thing. I want you to focus in on what Paul just said about Christ and the church, because if we can focus in on that, it gives us an idea about how Jesus feels about his church. Right? It gives us an idea about how he feels about it. Number one, it calls the church his body. Number two, it says he's the head of it. Number three, it says he loves it. And number four, it says he gave himself up for it. And what most of us have not put together is that Jesus died for the establishment of his church. The church is God's answer to the problems of the world. And so even though many of us have been hurt in it and hurt by it, my encouragement to you is please don't give up on it. Please don't walk away from it, because it is in the dysfunction in it that God still moves. He still blesses. He still opens doors. It's an amazing thing. Like God does in the church what he does inside of each and every one of us. What do I mean? There's none of us are perfect. None of us are sinless. All of us mess up. All of us do things wrong, and all of us have done people wrong. And yet, in the midst of the wrongness that we do, somehow God works his work inside of us so that we're not 100% bad. We still do good even though we commit bad. And what I'm trying to help you understand is God does the same thing inside of the church, because the church is made up of all of us imperfect people, and somehow in that God still brings good out of it. So please don't give up on it and don't walk away from it. You may be discouraged by it, and this is why I wanted to come on, because I wanted to invite you to come to church one more time. I'm not inviting you for next week. I'm not inviting you for next month or next year. I'm inviting you for one Sunday to come check it out one more time as we deal with this issue of church hurt. And our goal is that maybe somehow, some way, God will help to provide for all of us. Help, hope, and healing as we once again rediscover his solution to the world that he called ecclesia, that we call the church. I look forward to seeing you this Sunday, 10 a.m. Bring your children and bring your hurts with you. God bless you. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.